What is up, YouTube? Hannah Mandal here, and I'm filming my first ever movie critique video today. I'm super excited to be launching this series. If you do not know, I am going to be doing my weekly, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, because every Tuesday I come out with a brand new video, and this is the first video of a series of analyzing or talking about or taking a step back and reassessing love movies and movies about romances, girl on girl hate, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you stick to the end because I'm going to be analyzing my most beloved childhood movie, The Swan Princess. And I haven't watched it for a little while, but I watched it like every day for like 5 years of my life. I don't even know. I watched it all the time. So I figured in order for me to properly analyze movies, I need to look back on the movie that I was obsessed with most from my youngest childhood memory for watching movies, and that is definitely The Swan Princess. I'm really talking about my favorite movie, not because it's the most popular movie ever, but because it's just a good foundation to review what I was introduced to about the idea of love. And I think it's really important to take a step back and start to think about, okay, where did my ideas of love come from? And what are the ideas of myself? Like how do I project myself into these ideas of love? Because love is romanticized. It's something that people sensationalize and make out to be this really big thing in a Hollywood movie kind of way. And I am starting this series so we can talk about those things. And I'm super excited that you're here with me to watch this movie. And I'm excited to see how things go. And I have my phone ready. I'm going to be taking notes throughout the thing. And then this will be a good foundation for you guys to send in your movie requests and that we will be able to assess those movies. So let's get started. Odette and Derek, the prince, their parents arranged for them to be like wedded lovers. He's a prince, she's a princess. They are told that they need to wed. And they grew up every summer hating each other. Every summer, Odette would go to Derek. Derek would not go to Odette. When they finally hit of age in the movie, when they like fall in love, I wrote it down, but they're singing to each other. And Odette says,
I see him smiling and my knees start buckling. I see inside him and my doubts are gone.
So, okay. All right, yes, he's providing mental clarity or emotional support or that kind of thing. Like, what doubts are you talking about, girl? And then Derek says, in response to that in the song,
she started out as such an ugly duckling and somehow suddenly became a swan.
And then together they say that it is you that I've been dreaming of. I don't know, that seems kind of imbalanced. Like she's looking at him and feeling like all of her doubts are gone. And he is looking at her and being like, hot damn, this girl went through puberty. And then they stop and they kiss and he's like, all right, arrange the wedding. And she's like, wait. And he's like, what? You're beautiful. And it's just like, okay, just because someone is pretty does not mean that you get to frickin' own them.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm dying. This movie. She says, okay, so she says, what else? When he says that she's beautiful and like he doesn't understand why the wedding can't happen because she's so beautiful. And he's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, what else is there? And then the father, the shot goes to the father and he's like shaking his head at his daughter, being like, you know what, girl, you're asking for too much. You need to, if he thinks you're pretty, that's good enough. Is beauty all that really matters? And I mean, that is the question that we all have, right? Not for Prince fucking Derek, because he says, what else is there? And his like tutor person, I don't know. He's like, whatever a prince has, the old person who like counsels him. He's like,
You should write a book. How to offend women in 5 syllables or less.
but then it turns into the narrative continues and he's going to prove his love to her. That is what it is. That is the true essence of love, is to prove his love to this woman who he finds very beautiful, but he doesn't know anything about. Well, I guess they spent every summer together, but he didn't have anything to say. Okay, I know, this is just a children's movie. But I really feel that analyzing it and talking about it in this way is very important, because these are narratives and stories that people watch when they're young, when they're forming their ideas of the world and getting ideas of what love is, and like sensationalizing love and trying to like figure out who they are. And then it goes to a scene with Princess Odette and her father in the carriage, and her freaking father said, what else did you want him to say? Okay, obviously not like that. He's like, what else did you want him to say, Odette? And friggin' Odette says,
I need to know that he loves me for just being me.
very charming, very, very touching. I know. And then all of a sudden the carriage gets attacked. An evil wizard wants the king's kingdom, but the only way he can get it is if he marries Odette. So he takes Odette and puts a spell on her. So she will be a swan all day, every day, until the sun sets and the moon rises. And when the moon rises, she will transform back into a human away from her swanness. Of course, the only way to get over the true love, the spell, is true love's kiss. And then the rest of the movie is essentially Odette talking about how Derek is the one for her, that she loves him. She wants him so bad. And Derek is just like, I need to find her. I need to prove my love to her. Odette is this person just like, oh, I miss Derek. Where is he? I miss Prince Derek. I want him to love me. Just like this damsel in distress. Obviously, she has a spell. Like the only way out of it is like true love's kiss. And then Derek, on the other hand, thinks that he needs to prove it to her. And so he's doing all these really athletic things and being very skillful and all of those things. So this movie has a puffin in it. And when I went to Iceland a few years ago, there was puffin sightseeing and I went ballistic. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I love puffins so much. The people I was traveling with are like, why? Why do you like puffins so much? And I'm like, I don't know. And it might be because the Swan Princess, the movie that I was obsessed with and watched too many times to count, like all the time as a little girl, and would act out all the time, all the frickin' time. I do remember acting this movie out. There was a puffin in it. So no wonder I was obsessed with them and needed to see them. And this whole puffin thing is relevant because it goes to show how dramatically a movie impacts you as a child, and how different characters really instill ideas of what you like or what you don't like, and really establish narratives that you think you need to live your life by. And that's why these conversations are important, because a lot of times people don't think about those past experiences or those narratives that they have running in their head over and over again about what is reality and what they should, how they're supposed to live their lives from like what is their honest truth and what they're experiencing. The movie progresses. There's people at the ball. There's like all these a princess parade. There's a song and like all these princesses are like trying to impress him. And then the song's like, Derek, just pick one, which I believe is problematic because so often, I don't know, sometimes the way, I don't know how other females feel like this, but I feel like a lot of guys that I've interacted with, and I'm 26, I've interacted with a lot of guys. I feel like a lot of the time it's just like, oh yeah, I like you, you're gonna be mine now. As if they are picking one girl out of like a big crowd. And it's like, no, you can't just pick me. But I mean, when there's movies about guys just picking random girls, I mean, we could talk about this cartoon movie or movies. There's one recently with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling plays this guy, and he just like goes to a bar whenever and like just picks girls. And like obviously those are two extremes, but those are still narratives that are happening in our society, and that women are just to be plucked from and be like, okay, yeah, you're good enough. You work fine. You're pretty. I'll take you. I hate that. I hate that so much because it like puts women against women, and it devalues women in society, and guys feel like they can be like, oh, she's not dressed like slutty enough for my liking, or she's just too slutty. She needs to cover up more because she's too distracting. It's just like, whoa, no, this is not how female bodies work. Female bodies are not for males' pleasure. Female bodies are attached to a person, a human being. There is so much more to a human than how they look. And unfortunately, so often looks are the epitome of how we feel we can value ourselves and how we can value others. So that part of the movie really upset me. And I know for myself, the whole Princess Parade, like a guy just picking one girl, I know that for a really long time I guess to a certain extent still, it kind of feels like you have to make sure that you look presentable enough to make sure that you're going to be able to get the right guy. And it's really unfortunate. And like, I feel like I've really overcome that. And that is why I'm creating this video series. But I feel like a lot of people never get out of that. And it's really upsetting because your worth and your value is so much more than your body. And that's a big thing. And then going back to the movie about the princess, Derek was misled. He kissed the wrong princess. And actually, like the evil wizard's like old lady person was transformed into Odette. Odette dies, and the evil wizard says to Prince Derek, the only way that she will become alive again is if you defeat me. And he turns into this really weird, like, flying bat / werewolf. It was very interesting, and it made a very like typical like screechy like Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like really weird. It did not sound like that. It sounded way worse than that in the movie. Worse, you know. And then sure enough, Derek defeats him. Odette wakes up and she is like, I love you so much, Derek. I love you. And he's like, I love you too, Odette. And then they kiss and they get married and they live happily ever after. One thing that was weird to me was that Odette had like a moment of self-worthiness that was more than just objectification or like being a beautiful female. Was that when she was like, is beauty all that matters? And then she like left Derek, and she was like, obviously, I guess, disappointed because she wanted him to value her for who she was. But then her father was like, what else did you want him to say? Like, what could you expect? And then she, like, all of a sudden for the rest of the movie, she's like, oh, I would do anything for Derek. Like, I just want him in my life. I miss him so much, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, girl, where is this coming from? Like, where is this over romanticization of this dude coming from that makes you feel like he is this amazing thing? Also, can you hear that dog barking? Oh, that freaking dog barks all the time. I'm just gonna wait a second. Wait. I can't concentrate when there's the dog. Okay. I think the dog is done. Nope. Dog is not done. This dog! Still going. That dog's still barking. I I don't know, like, again, this is just a cartoon movie, but it's still, I feel like we need to talk about these things because this is what little girls, like I created my ideas of love for so long around these type of movies, and lots of people still have those ideas of love, or they're like, oh, it's just a romance, it's fine, don't worry, don't think about it. But you're gonna see as this video series continues, this same storyline is in so many adult love movies, and it's total BS. Odette lived happily ever after, her and Derek, after deciding that they needed to be together and that they had everlasting love, because she almost died and she was beautiful, and that's it. And yeah, Derek proved himself. He proved himself to be worthy. So obviously she needs to pick him. And even though from a surface level, I enjoyed this movie very much growing up, and I think it still can be enjoyable if you think about it in a non-life kind of way. But I have always struggled getting through movies, and I've always hated a lot of movies because I can't get over the BS in them. I can't get over the constant, like, the shit going on. It's like, this isn't real. This is not what family is. This is not what love is. This is not what self-talk or self-worthiness is. Like, this is all messed up. I really hope that you comment down below for a movie that you want me to analyze for next time. Yeah, I'm wrapping things up right now. Surprise. I feel like I've touched on everything pretty well. Comment down below for a movie that you want me to talk about. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you don't like it, because I'm not gonna hate for either of those engagements because that information is valuable. And then, of course, please subscribe to my channel. I will be so grateful. The new videos are gonna be coming out all the time. Yeah, I'm really grateful for your watching, and good things are coming, friends. Things are gonna keep getting better with the Hannah Mandala channel, so make sure you stick around for all the goodies. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.